Okay. I'd like to call the town board meeting of February 8, 2024 to order. Please rise and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence for those who served our country in the past and for those who continue to protect our country today. Thank you. Please note the emergency exits of the door you came in and the door at the end of the hall and the door behind us. At this time, I make a motion to open the public hearing on the 2024 Dover Ridge Water and Sewer rates at
6:01 p.m.
6:01 p.m.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. So, do you have the public notice that went out to read for the public hearing?
Oh, I didn't bring that up. I don't know why you needed to bring that up.
All right, well, how about, no, you want to read just that set? You could read that set.
You want to read the resolution number?
No, just the
thing.
body, because that's what was in the notice, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas the Town Board of the Town of Beekman is responsible for the operation and management of the Dover Ridge Water and Sewer Districts, and whereas Article 14-F of the General Municipal Law authorizes the local legislative body to set water and sewer districts user rates on behalf of the water and sewer districts by resolution after a public hearing, and whereas the Town Board is desirous in setting water and sewer user rates to reflect the actual cost of operating the water and sewer districts. And whereas the 2024 budget is the basis of calculation of new user rates for Dover Ridge Water and Sewer Districts. Now, therefore, be it resolved that a public hearing for establishing the water and sewer user rates will be held on the 8th day of February 2024 at 6 p.m. at Beekman Town Hall, 4 Main Street in Poquay in the town of Beekman, New York, and that notice of the time and place of such hearing be posted and published once in the Poughkeepsie Journal, a newspaper circulating in the town of Beekman, and that such notice shall be posted on the bulletin board in the town clerk's office and posted on the town of Beekman website.
Okay. And the affidavit of publication of the official notice has been entered into the record?
That's correct.
Okay. Do you have any written comments for this?
I do not.
Okay. Well, at that point, then I'd like to invite our town engineer, Dan Kohler, to come up and give a little presentation and a little update in history on the Dover Ridge Water and Sewer districts.
Hi, good evening. I'm Dan Kohler with Hudson Land Design, consulting engineer to the town. The Dover Ridge Estate subdivision is located in the northeast portion of the town of Beekman. It consists of 70 residential parcels, 69 of which are developed with single-family residential structures ranging from 2 to 4 bedrooms, 1 water supply parcel, and 2 sewage treatment parcels. Dover Ridge Estates was developed in 2 sections, where Section 1 contained 22 predominantly 3-bedroom single-family homes that were constructed between 1965 and 1986, 1 water supply parcel, and 1 sewage treatment parcel. Section 2 contains 48 residential parcels and 1 sewage treatment parcel. 47 predominantly 4-bedroom single-family homes were built post-1987 in Section 2. The sanitary sewer collection and original treatment system for Section 1 was constructed and placed into operation in the mid to late 1960s under a privately owned company known as the Dover Ridge Sewerage Disposal Company, Incorporated. The original sand filter sewage treatment system for Section 1 failed in 1985 as determined by the Dutchess County Department of Health. The Dover Ridge Sewerage Disposal Company made upgrades to the treatment system without significant results being found. The collection and treatment system for Section 2 was constructed and placed into operation around 1990. Before the mid-1990s, the treatment system was failing, with complete build-out of Section 2 not being completed of that subdivision. In April of 1997, the Dover Ridge Sewerage Disposal Company abandoned the sanitary sewer collection and treatment system, and the town of Beekman was tasked with taking over the operation and maintenance of the system as an emergency and interim measure. In December of 1999, the town finalized the creation of the Dover Ridge Sewer District. In 2001, the town had acquired the 2 treatment parcels via eminent domain proceedings from the Dover Ridge Sewage Disposal Company in Dutchess County. Starting that same year, the town began planning for the reconstruction of the sewage treatment facility. By 2003, the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation issued a consent order requiring repairs to the sewage treatment system. A construction contract was reached late 2004, and the town constructed a new sewage treatment system completed in about 1 year by September of 2005. There have been no recent capital improvement projects for the wastewater treatment system. However, it is noted that there have been a number of sewer main repairs, flooding issues resulting from excessive inflow and infiltration and pump failure, pump and ultraviolet lamp replacements, and most recently a water pump repair for the emergency generator. On the water side, there's a wells, treatment, and the distribution system were constructed and placed into operation in the mid-1960s under a privately owned company known as the Dover Ridge Water Company Incorporated. Similar to the wastewater treatment system, in April 1997, the Dover Ridge Water Company abandoned the water distribution and treatment system, and as a result, the town of Beekman was tasked with taking over the operation and maintenance of that system as an emergency and interim measure in order to protect the public. In December of 1999, the town finalized the creation of the Dover Ridge Water District. Similar to the wastewater treatment system, the town acquired the water supply parcel in 2001 by eminent domain proceedings from the Dover Ridge Water Company. Shortly after the 2005 sewage treatment system reconstruction project was completed, a number of compliance issues related to the water system were identified and improvements were identified. Since that time, the town has conducted a number of capital improvement projects to address violations presented by the Dutchess County Health Department. These improvements include a generator to keep the system in operation during power outages, replacement of the leaking underground atmospheric storage tank, replacement of the buried hydropneumatic tank, and pumps with new variable frequency drive pumps, updated controls, installation of a softener for radionuclide removals. In addition to the capital improvements or those emergency issues, the day-to-days that happen with these systems. In fact, within the past few weeks, there was a water leak that was detected and repaired. And recently, there was a failed submersible well pump that also had to be replaced, and was. With regard to the wastewater treatment system moving forward, currently, that wastewater collection system consists of a number of sanitary manholes and gravity sewer mains, and a pump station and a force main system that pump the sewage to the wastewater treatment system that was constructed in 2005. The wastewater treatment system consists of septic tanks for primary treatment, which discharge effluent into a recirculating sand filter bed for secondary treatment. A portion of the effluent from the filter bed is returned to the filter bed for additional polishing, with the remaining effluent being disinfected by ultraviolet lights and discharged into a cascade for aeration before ultimately discharging into the receiving stream that's east of the system. VRI is hired by the town to manage the day-to-day operations of that wastewater treatment system. In the coming years, we suggest inflow and infiltration studies to identify sources of excess water that are introduced into the collection system and then treated by the treatment system, which becomes costly for excessive treatment of flow that's not necessary. In addition, the system is in need of mapping and infrastructure and easements and probably a number of other things that the operator can come up with. For the potable water system, the current water supply and treatment system consists of 3 wells, 2 of which are active, liquid chlorination, water softening, a buried atmospheric storage tank, and variable frequency drive pumps to pressurize the distribution system, which consists of water mains, flushing hydrants, and water service connections. Similar to the wastewater treatment system, VRI is hired by the town to manage the day-to-day operations of that water system. Although the health department has stated that the water system is in a much improved state, they continue to request additional work. The latest is the abandonment or removal of the hydromatic tank from behind the pump house. We've released a request for proposal for this work, including some structural repairs to the back wall of the pump house. This work will need to be done this year to satisfy the health department. Maintenance-related improvements will be necessary over the coming years. This may include individual water metering, which is a mechanism that may lead to better water conservation despite us now having a current adequate supply and storage of water. We may choose to look at pigging the water mains, which would be a way to clean water mains that have sediment and buildup within them. Inserting more valves to be able to isolate sections of the system for reduced downtime for some of the users. That was just something that we just had with that last repair. If we had more valves, we could have possibly isolated and been able to maybe maintain some of the users having flow as opposed to shutting down the majority of the system. We also need to consider possible more hydrants for flushing and air relief, mapping and locating system components such as water shutoff valves and easements. In summary, portions of the systems are 60 years old. Prior to the town taking these systems over, they were poorly maintained under previous private ownership. The town, being forced to take control of these systems, has been picking away at violations dictated by the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation and the Dutchess County Health Department, and at the recommendation of the operators and the engineer. Having nearly satisfied these violations, the next phase is continued improvement and strategic planning. The town should consider 5-year plans that identify system improvements and allow for budgeting and funding. It is noteworthy to mention that the town has already proactively implemented a repair reserve fund for both systems to help soften emergency repairs that will undoubtedly occur periodically. The town has sought outside funding via grants and has been mostly unsuccessful. However, we continue to search for those opportunities and also suggest that the residents may wish to seek funding opportunities or potentially retain a grant writer to assist with funding for continued operations and upcoming improvements.
Thank you, Dan. Any questions? That was quite extensive history and brought us up to today. I appreciate that. We have the operator, VRI, here, and I always appreciated how quickly they pop out in emergencies, and I want to thank you, gentlemen. You got that water truck out right away, and holidays, Christmas, Thanksgiving. I've joined you on the phone, perhaps not on the site, but for Christmas and Thanksgiving. But do you have anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, not at all.
Okay.
I mean, like I said, there's really nothing, you know, it's just a 5-year plan will be best.
Yes. We're all in agreement with that. Great. Okay, thanks ever so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Dan.
Thank you, Dan.
Can you send me a copy of that?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
So the increase, there will be for 2024, the increase for the sewer rate is going from $800 annually to $1,000 annually, and that's an increase of $200. The water will be no increase, so that'll continue at $800 annually. So just the increase is the sewer, $200 a year of an increase. And those rates were in the 2024 budget, so there's no need for a resolution. We will be sending a memo out with the bills that will include all of the information that Dan provided tonight for the residents. So at this time, there's nobody here to speak, so I'm going to close the public hearing. I make a motion to close the public hearing at
6:14 p.m.
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, great. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Have a lovely evening. I appreciate you coming. Okay, would you like to start, Mercy?
Yeah.
Oh, Craig, did you want to just make an opening statement about the SECR, why we're doing the amendment?
Yes, you have before you 3 different SECR resolutions. And Dan and I were doing an audit of our resolutions. We noticed that although it was not required There was no mention of the fact that these particular resolutions were type 2 actions, meaning that there was no environmental impact, but that they didn't have certain language in there to reflect that they were type 2 actions. So all we did was we added the type 2 to the resolutions. So they're amended resolutions, but they're more for housekeeping reasons, so that we get the record straight and we get it correct.
Thank you. Merson, would you like to start?
Yeah. Whereas by resolution number 9/28/21-6, the town board authorized the preparation of bids for the replacement of the town hall roof and the solicitation of bids. And whereas the replacement of the town hall roof was a seeker type 2 action under 6 NYCRR section 617.5C1, as it is maintenance or repair involving no substantial changes in an existing structure or facility. And whereas by resolution number 10/26/21, the town board awarded contract to Barone Construction Group, Inc., and the work was satisfactorily completed. Now therefore it be resolved that the town board adopts this resolution to memorialize for the record and audit purposes that the town hall roof replacement project is a type 2 action under SECRA, and that environmental review is not required, as type 2 actions have been determined to not have significant impact on the environment pursuant to 6 NYCRR section 617.5A. And be it resolved that the town clerk is directed to file a copy of this resolution with the contract documents for the town hall roof replacement project.
I will second that.
Town board discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Councilman Capillari?
Aye.
Councilman Benalini?
Aye.
Councilman Limak?
Aye.
Councilwoman Warman?
Aye.
And Supervisor Capucci?
Aye.
Resolution passes.
Whereas by resolution number 10/12/21-5, the town board authorized the preparation of bids for the replacement of certain improvements at Recreation Baseball Field 1 and the solicitation of bids. And whereas the replacement of the fences and other improvements at Recreation Baseball Field 1 was a secret type 2 action under 6 NYCRR section 617.5C1, as it is maintenance or repair involving no substantial changes in existing structure or facility. And whereas by resolution number 5/10/22-6, town board awarded a contract to Sport Tech Construction and the work was satisfactorily completed. Now therefore be resolved that the town board adopts this resolution to memorialize for the record and audit purposes that the Recreation Baseball Field 1 improvement replacement project is a type 2 action under SECRA, and that environmental review was not required as type 2 actions have been determined to not have a significant impact on the environment pursuant to 6 NYCRR section 617.5A, and be it resolved that the town clerk is directed to file a copy of this resolution with the contract documents for the Recreation Baseball Field 1 improvement replacement project.
I'll second.
Town board discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Councilman Capillari?
Aye.
Councilman Benalini?
Aye.
Councilman Limak?
Aye.
Councilwoman Warman?
Aye.
Supervisor Capucci?
Aye.
Resolution passes.
Whereas the resolution number 5/2323-5, the town board authorized the preparation of bids for the replacement of the roofs on the highway garages and the solicitation of bids. And whereas the replacement of the highway garage roof was secret type 2 action under 6 NYCRR section 617.5C1, as it is maintenance or repair involving no substantial changes in the existing structure or facility. Whereas by resolution number 7/25/23-6, the town board awarded a contract to Nuvista Design General Contractors LLC, and the work is nearing substantial completion. I'm going to change, well, we haven't finished the contract yet, so we'll leave that. The roof is completed. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board adopts this resolution to memorialize for the record and audit purposes that the highway garage roof replacement project is a type 2 action under SECRA, and that the environmental review is not required as type 2 actions have been determined to not have a significant impact on the environment pursuant to 6 NYCRR Section 617.5A, and be it resolved that the town clerk is directed to file a copy of this resolution with the contract documents for the highway garage roof replacement project.
I'll second.
Town board discussion. The project's complete. The final payment hasn't happened yet. That was what my hesitation was. Roll call vote, please.
Councilman Capillari?
Aye.
Councilman Benalini?
Aye.
Councilman Limak?
Aye.
Councilwoman Warman?
Aye.
And Supervisor Cavucci?
Aye.
Resolution passes.
Whereas the Senior Center has a St. Patrick's Day celebration scheduled for Thursday, March 21st, 2024, from the hours of 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., with a snow date of Thursday, March 28th, 2024, at the Links of Unionville, and whereas the cost will be covered by the fee of $32 per person collected for the party, now therefore be it resolved that the following expenditure for entertainment be authorized: John Harrah's Mobile Music Services for an amount not to exceed $200.
I'll second.
Town board discussion. Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Councilman Capillari?
Aye.
Councilman Benalini?
Aye.
Councilman Limak?
Aye.
Councilwoman Warman?
Aye.
And Supervisor Cavucci?
Aye.
Resolution passes.
Whereas the town of Beekman's insurance carrier, NYMER, requires multi-factor authentication for cybersecurity purposes for all users on devices outside of their assigned town workstations. And whereas logically, the town of Beekman's IT provider has submitted a contract for this work, now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Beekman hereby authorizes the town supervisor to enter into an agreement with Logically per the proposal not to exceed $5,250.
I'll second.
Town board discussion. Hearing none, roll call vote.
Councilman Capillari?
Aye.
Councilman Benalini?
Aye.
Councilman Limak?
Aye.
Councilwoman Warman?
Aye.
Supervisor Cavucci?
Aye.
Resolution passes.
Okay, that concludes the resolution part. Any other town board business? Okay, general board comments? There's no general public comments. The next regular town board meeting is Tuesday, February 13th, 2024 at 6 p.m. Town Hall. And with that, I'm going to make a motion to close the meeting.
I'll second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Safe travels home, everybody. Thank you for coming.
Great.
All done.